Hi, it's Candice here from Langley, BC at the Passionate Home, and I'm happy to be back. It's my first one since the new year, and so I'm hoping I can share something fun with you all. We're past Christmas. For me, it's a little too soon for Valentine's Day, so I thought, you know what, new year, new refresh. We need things for our home, right? So I thought today we're going to make a sign. It could go in your kitchen, be kind of farmhousey. It could go in a man cave downstairs for your guy. So just something that we're going to try out today. We are going to the Cotswolds. So we are definitely going to be using the Cotswold Transfer, a part of it. We are going to be using the village mold with the little sheep here. And you know me, if you've been watching, probably some of the vintage textures.
Candice, are we right side up?
We're not.
Are we upside down, people?
We're trying out a new camera.
Okay.
New year, new camera.
I wonder.
I think it needs to be that way.
Just turn it upside down and see if
Oh, it's kind of trippy.
I know.
Is that going to work?
I don't know.
Talk to us, let us know.
Yeah.
There's always something,
that's
right?
Really funny. Sorry, guys. I know there's lots of you on that want to watch Candice. I cannot read any of the words.
Because they're upside down?
No, they're sideways.
Oh.
Yeah, but I have a feeling.
We could go off and come back on? Do you think?
No, just
No?
Is anybody there? Oh, you are
Talk
sideways.
to us. Okay.
You were fine the first time.
Okay, here we go around.
Here we go, everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? We just got a brand new phone. We're trying it out first time. Hopefully that's all of it. It's also very hot up here, so I'm already going red.
Okay,
all right.
Let's say, are we right side up now?
Somebody help us.
Yeah. Too far. What does that mean?
Too far.
I don't know, Liz, what that meant, but hang in there. Still sideways.
Yeah, you flip it all the way around.
And now we're still sideways?
Right now you're that way.
So, should we be this way?
Mm-hmm. You're going to have sidebars.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry,
I don't know
peoples.
why that happened.
Okay. Well, we're still going to make a project. And you just had a little tipsy-turvy this morning. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the pages that we're going to use from here. So Cotswold comes with 8 pages, and you're getting...
Everyone's saying we're sideways.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Okay, I say that we go out and we come back in.
How are we going to change it, though? We don't even know what to do.
I don't know. All right.
Oh, Liz says got it.
Yay! Okay.
So let's hope. We got 51 people watching. So sorry, people. Thank you. Tammy says we're perfect. So this is how we're going to move ahead.
This is what we're doing.
Yay!
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you so much for your patience. Right? Life.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cotswold has the 2 different full picture images, but it's 8 pages, and actually for today we're just going to use this piece up here.
I can see a shine. Oh, actually I can move now.
There you go. You can move
now.
now.
I see.
So we're going to be using these 2 pages. I have to be careful to cut out this little dude's head and a few other things. So we're going to do that. First thing that we're going to do, I'm going to pull those out so that I have them set aside and we're good to go. Look how gorgeous these are, right? The Woolery Tavern. Love it, love it, love it. So those are going to go off to the side. I'm going to set this away. And I'm going to do my molds, my sheet first, so that it has a little bit of time to get a crust on it before I paint it and go move forward with that.
Okay, I want to stop you. Hello from Madrid. Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
What are you making? So because we had such an interruption at the beginning,
yes.
Let's start again.
So, Carrie, can you, it's really quite big and heavy, but I love the shape. I think this was a single bed headboard.
Yeah.
And we don't have the other pieces, and I'm like, it just kind of screams that sort of tavern sign, or just some sort of a sign. And because Cotswolds had this beautiful tavern image, I thought it would be perfect. So we're making like an old bar sign. That could go in your kitchen. It could go in your man cave. It's time for a refresh. It's January.
Hello, Northern California.
All right, so first thing I do, now this mold is fairly big, so if I was just doing here, I probably wouldn't need cornstarch, but I still dust it with cornstarch, especially because I want all those little details, those little legs,
details, isn't he?
to come free without any sticking in there, right? So just a wee bit in there. It's not going to affect my clay at all, and but it's just going to help it pop. All right.
Hello, Linda.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
All right, so I didn't bring up a brand new clay, but when I open my clay, I always reseal it really well. Sometimes I'll put a little wet wipe around it so that it does not dry out. So I'm just going to take a little piece here, warm it up just a little bit in my hands. Upstairs is very warm. Downstairs the heat isn't working. So, you know, we're making do around here. Oh, a little bit crazy. Actually, it's a super gloomy day out, and so I think we just needed a little bit of fun today. Actually, we had a little bit of excitement this morning. So we have a restaurant behind us, and a fella came in and said, the dumpster behind you is on fire. Sure enough, it was on fire. So we had the fire department out. So, you know, we're very, very grateful.
Hello from everyone in Las Vegas.
Oh, my husband's going to be there.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, end of January. He's going for the International Builder Show. And I'm a little disappointed I'm not going. I usually do. But this year, you know what? This is where I need to be.
That's right.
So,
I'm gonna
okay,
see
so
what
I'm
you're doing
squished right in there. And now I'm just using that micro rim and squishing all the stuff right against it so I can remove the excess.
Finger and not like I was trying to make one the other day and I tried to roll it. Like, is it just your finger the best to get the extra off?
Well, there's lots of options, right?
Yeah.
So our transfers come with one of these sticks, so you can use that as well. You could use, so look at how that,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
Right against that rim. In fact, that probably does it better than my finger, but let's see if I, look how that just popped out. Okay, so I like to go from the middle out. See, look at that beautiful rim.
Nice and flat,
I do want it to be nice and flat.
Like, what do you guys, you know, if you've done a mold before, we'd love to hear the tool you use to make it nice and flat.
See, look at that. My back is like almost perfect there.
Hello from Prince George, Virginia.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Prince George in Virginia. There's a Prince George, BC as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? The things you find out, right? Okay, so I think that is looking quite lovely. I'm going to make sure this is wrapped up. And the best way to get these out, it's going to do it on the side here, is actually to flip it upside down and then use your thumbs to push out where you've put the clay.
Oh, look at the detail on this guy. Oh, she uses an old credit card.
Yeah, that would work too. Yeah. So there he is. I just think he's adorable.
Gwendolyn says she only uses resin.
Oh, yeah.
That is not the clay.
Well,
Resin
resin is amazing.
Yeah.
But you do have to wait the 10 minutes. And this, I can pop this one out and put it aside and make another one and do it a little quicker if you're doing lots of something. It also depends what your application is, I think. So we're just going to let that sit aside because we want it to create a little bit of a crust. My daughter from out of town is calling me. Nope, Mom is at work. All right, so I want this to set in the center of my board. So I found my middle mark. I measured across the whole thing here, and it is 36.5 inches. So 18.25 is where I've marked it there and taped it off. So it's just nice and easy. And I want the bottom of my image to sit about 2 inches from the edge. So I'm just going to mark off this one over here as well. I have dusty fingers. And just, ooh, that might not be quite. So just to basically have a little guide. Let's go this way, actually.
Yeah, great detail with a woolly sheet for sure.
Too high, too high. There we go. So just so I have that little edge so I know an approximate. And remember, I don't want this head from my sheep, so I'm going to cut that one off. And you can, that's the thing about these, you can just cut around, use the pieces that you want, and we're going to save this for when I do the little sheep on a different
Carol says she
project.
loves this transfer. Carol, have you used it before? Because it is quite large.
It's really, I want to know what she's used it on.
Yeah, tell us.
Because I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it in case she's thinking the same thing, and then I'll tell you after she tells me. Doesn't really matter. You know what I want to do with it? I want to stick it on my fridge. I want the charcuterie with the piggy on the bottom of my fridge. I think it would be adorable.
Would it fit?
Yep.
The whole thing? Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a fairly good size, I have 6 kids,
too,
and
I
yep,
guess,
I have a
too.
freezer as well.
Yeah.
So I love all of these extra bits, and they will be perfect for another project. There we go. Alrighty, just that easy. We'll save those.
that easy.
It's just that. Who is that?
I don't know. Like from a long time advertisement?
Yeah, it's just that easy. Okay, so
Okay, I'm gonna
I
get
am
in and
actually, so I know that this has that extra little bit of overlap, so I want to make sure that this is actually my center
The
line.
grids are amazing to do this, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So center is actually going to be closer to there. But my hands are a little bit slippery from that
Will
clay.
you make this look like an old sign?
I will.
Like
I'm
this,
going
like it's not
to.
perfect.
Yeah,
It kinda
I do
adds-
want to sand it back a little bit and use some clear and dark wax. So we're gonna say that that is pretty much where it's gonna go. I might be over just a bit there. Okay, so because it's so big, I'm just going to tuck a little piece of tape up here just to give me a little bit of a safety net, if you will. Alrighty, so each one of these transfers comes with a little clear stick. I have a number of them here because chances are I'm going to lose some because that's what I do. Alright, so here we go. I have my lines here. Okay, so this has a little bit of tack to it. So it's a little bit sticky. I'm placing it down here and just making sure the whole piece is on there to start with. And then I'm just going to take my stick and get started. So this is where, this one takes a little bit of time when you're doing all of this. Oh, can you see that already? It's starting
I'm
to
going to try to get closer.
release from,
Sorry,
there's
guys.
water there. So when you can see that little bit of a, it's releasing from the top sheet and sticking onto my project. All right.
So if anyone has used this image transfer, we'd love to know what you used it on.
I saw somebody did it on a really old table and kept the integrity of the wood of the table, and it was so stunning.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know who it was, but yeah, I was like, oh. In fact, that's what made me buy the transfer. I'm like, oh yeah, I need that one. I need it.
Oops. I have this phone set up to film the other direction, and now it's all hard to hold.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oops, it's a big piece, people. So while we're doing this, last time I was on, I was telling, well, first of all, it was before Christmas, but it was also before my son got married. So my third son got married. It was a beautiful wedding. It was simple, but just elegant, and the bride was amazing, and yeah, I was so proud, right? So I have 3 boys married, 3 single daughters.
If anyone's got a son out there,
Just saying.
I've got 3 single daughters.
That's right. Oh, and my 2 grandbabies. Well, the whole family came. The whole family came down for Christmas. We actually did Christmas a week early. I need to, there we go. Just want to catch it so I can see. We celebrated Christmas a week early with all the family and my grandbabies. Oh, it was the best, I gotta say. So much fun.
That's really coming up quickly, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I think that as they have evolved with these transfers, I feel like they just do come off a little bit easier than they used to. And yeah, it's nice. But it's definitely a little bit of a workout, just saying. Me and my rosy face. There we go.
It's going to be worth it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Traditional quality home. Hey, wait. Oh, wait. It's about food. We build traditional quality homes. I'm like, wait. There we go. I'm not too worried about like some of these little bits because I am going to distress it back. Remember, I want it to look like an old tavern sign that's been hung up for eons and has a story to tell, let me tell you, of all those people coming through those doors. Here we go.
Have you ever been to the Cotswolds?
I have not. I've been to England.
Yeah.
I've been to Oxford. I've been
They have all those old
They
pubs
do.
and taverns
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
everyone's having a beer at 3 o'clock.
Everybody's going to the pubs.
They know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
That's right.
Yep.
But you know what? They're all also very close to where you live, and so you just pop on down. It's everyone's walking to and from, and
They also,
Yeah.
if you notice, tavern signs always tend to have an animal on them.
they often do a horse or a
Or a fox or
There you go. Yes, the fox and the hound sort of thing.
I have a feeling this is going to be. Let's get a close up for the big reveal here.
Ready?
Yeah. You guys ready?
Ta-da! Here we go. Loving it. Loving it. Loving it.
See if I can get a good look at that. What do you guys think?
Okay, so here comes lining it up. So I've got my little tape here that I know is approximately, at the 2-inch mark. And I know that now it's easy to line this up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go the opposite direction. Start here.
So after you've done the image transfer, what's your next step?
After the image transfer, I'm going to paint my, hang on, just making sure that it's where it needs to be.
See. Deb says she loves it. So.
Oh, thank you. So the only thing I'm seeing is that this is not quite in line. So I think I'm just going to pop this whole thing, but before I actually press it down, I will be able to move it a little bit more. So I want to line up that bottom one as well. I think that's going to be closer.
See how she's doing, people.
How's that look?
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
good.
all,
Yeah.
might be ever so slightly higher on this side. There we go. I think that's going to be it. Whoops, as I wiggle it again. There we go. Again, there we go. We're going to just set it down. And those grids really do help. And look how that's just lined up. You can't see where it was and where it wasn't. Alrighty, so here we go. So after this, we are going to get some paint on our little sheep.
Check in on our sheep. How is he doing over here?
Oops, he's hiding. Should move that water. He's going to get splashed. Yeah, he's a cutie. Yeah, so I don't want it, it just helps when it has that little bit of a crust so that when I paint it, I don't lose any of the little details in there because he's got so much detail. All right. Seriously, this is the hardest part of the whole project. And it's not hard, it's just you gotta take the time. But it's
Sorry, I was just going to say, I love how it all comes together. I mean,
Yeah.
every step adds to it, right?
Yeah. I just love how even though this takes a hot minute to get it down there, it's super rewarding when you see it all come together. And I love catching those bubbles. There we go.
Can hear the table rocking away.
This table's rocking? No, never mind.
Traditional ales.
And cooked food and quality home cooked food.
So this is perfect for your kitchen.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. So let's catch that corner. Let's use this. Just so I can lift it up. There we go.
Works great upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Gray upside down. What is she talking about?
Well, I'm upside down. This thing is upside down to them. I know. I talked about switching it, and I just thought it'd be too hard for me to line things up.
I'm going to come around beside you and get a side view.
Whoops. There you go.
When we're done, we'll swap it around.
Yeah, for sure. Is anyone else doing a refresh, deciding that they're just changing things up in your home for the new year? I've been working in my house. My room has just become with lots of people coming and visiting and needing space for babies and all sorts of things. And Christmas, I just felt like everything ended up in my bedroom. It was like the dumping ground. And so on my days off, I've just been going through and getting rid of and cleaning up, and it just feels so good. Yeah.
Shelly has a question.
Yes.
What is your base color, please?
I used to color, so initially it was a white, and then we had actually used this for, we went to one of the home shows, and we let our customers come by and try the image transfers for themselves. We were selling them there, and so it had all these little bits of image transfer all over it. And so then I just picked, this is called Country Gray, and it just was enough. You can still see the other layer underneath. Just wanted to cover up some of those.
Neutral beigey green.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's called gray, but it's more beigey. All right, so I'm just going to flip this and just give it a gentle once over, just making sure that all those bits are stuck to it.
Maybe flip it around even now, just so people can get a look at what you've done so far.
Okay.
It's stunning from here.
Ooh, it's a heavy thing, let me tell you. All right.
It's a headboard. We're keeping it out of the landfill. Woo. Hey, you just gave me an idea. We could do both sides. So, like, one could be a seasonal sign.
Oh, you totally could.
Oh.
So that's where it's at right now. But just look, I just love the.
Okay. Now that I can see it from here,
Yes.
will you put anything on the bottom under quality home cooked food?
I could later.
Because, like, a date? Oh, no, there's
Oh.
already a date.
We'll have to think about it. It won't be done for today's live, but
No, but now when you
I
step back from a
know.
project,
Totally. See, and I'm looking at it like this. I always tell people when we do workshops, when you're staring down at something, you have to take a step back to be able to see how it really feels. Okay, so we are going to get some paint on here.
you could put your last name underneath there.
You could, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so I'm just going to use some black paint. And, whew, where's my paintbrush? So I want to get right into all those details. And sometimes what I do, I'm just going to pull into, which one do I want? Maybe this one. I don't want to flood too much of that detail. So I'm just going to take some in here, and I'm just going to add a wee bit of water so it's not super thick, so that I don't lose. Okay, watch. Here comes the magic. Look at this. My little black sheep. So many beautiful details. And actually this right now, it feels like I'm losing those details, but you're going to see them all come back in a bit. We're going to do something to bring it all back.
Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Maybe some vintage looking scrolling along the bottom.
Yeah, that would
like
be.
a mold.
Yes, like we should use a Candice scroll. It's got some beautiful, so almost like this that comes here. You could almost mirror it and even put it up and over top.
Great idea,
Yeah.
Shelley. Thank you. I think we'll do that. Not today. But
Not today.
well, later today we could.
Yeah.
See, when you all come together, it's much more fun.
Right.
And you get
Oops.
other people's views. Love that transfer. Yes. We do too.
So pretty. So has anyone else used it yet?
Nobody has said.
Didn't Shelly? Was she the one that said that she
I
had it?
don't know if they said they did or they just love it.
Yeah. So have I got all the edges?
Let's take a look. so from here.
Okay.
Got this new camera. I'm trying to show everybody.
Okay, so we are going to just leave that there. We're going to give it, actually, I'm going to come in with my black paint, and I'm just going to, I think it would be cool to just bring some along here as well. What?
I'm just kidding.
Don't freak me out.
No, it'll be good because we're going to distress it, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking maybe a little gilding?
I'm going to put a little bit of gold. Like sort of,
That was a secret.
I know. Whoops. Oh, I'm not too worried about that either. And where's my water? There. Again, I don't care that it's totally perfect.
No, not if we're
because
going for
we're going to distress anyway.
Yeah. Did you bring sandpaper today?
I did.
Yay.
I know. And we're upstairs and the studio is actually downstairs. So, but it's a working store. So if we were downstairs, oh my word, it would just be so loud and people-y, which is a good thing. Most days. To be loud and people-y. There we go.
Stand back and so people can kind of see what's happening here. It's like framing it in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could use the black on the side.
I'm going to.
Oh.
See? Shh, you're giving away all my
Sorry, I'm
secrets. There we go.
Oh, what is the name of the IOD? What's
So
the
this
name?
one is called Cotswold.
Cotswold.
Yeah. And come down the edge there. And again, it has 8 pages. I'm using 2 of the 8. It does have 2 complete images, one with the piggy and it says charcuterie. And then this one actually has a sheep and the bottom half so that it could just be one big piece if you wanted that. I'm just going to come into this little.
Oh, you're going to fill that in. Okay.
Just because I think when I do the gild, it's going to be pretty in there on top of the black.
Awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, anytime you can use the natural, what's that called? Like the indentation, the design,
Yeah.
to enhance and then distress back. It just adds so much more.
Yep. Yeah, because right now, I mean, when you just do it and it looks like, oh, it's kind of a hot mess. But once it's just distressed.
So Shelley's saying that she does all her crafts in a small apartment. You know, so it's hard to find storage for things.
Oh,
It's true.
totally.
I mean, we may have a studio here at work, but actually, Candice, you have a studio.
I
at
do
home
have a
as
studio
well.
at home. I'm really spoiled when it
So
comes
you're
to
very
that.
spoiled, but not everybody does. Sometimes the kitchen table is all we have.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, like Carrie was saying, you could do the edges, and actually this is what I'm going to do with my edges. So again, it's not doing the whole thing. It's kind of adding, and again, like we talked about that whole framing, I can paint the sides too. I'm not going to right now, but just showing you how this just, and again, I could even come a little bit further in if I wanted.
Hi from Sussy in Denmark. S&J's crafting space.
Thanks for
She is a
watching.
crafting space.
Yeah.
Talking about crafting
Yeah.
space.
Oops.
So you could also, you're going to use clear and dark wax. So
I
you
am.
could also go, or you're going to use black wax.
Well, I brought the
Now that
dark
you've-
wax.
okay.
I know.
So it'll go over this too, though.
Yes, it
The
will.
edges. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, you should see this.
Ah,
They do.
hopefully they can.
They're loving it, yeah.
Alrighty, so that's just again just giving us a little bit more framing inside of there. Just gonna set that aside, and I'm just gonna hit this little guy with some heat. Got things everywhere. All right, so we just want to dry him off a little bit so that we can glue
See how our
him.
little black sheep's doing. He's right in the shadow.
Yes.
There we go.
If you're doing small little bits of things with your clay, if you actually stick it on the back, the sticky side of some green painter's tape, you can actually hold it and dry and paint around it. It's kind of a cool little trick. Yeah. All right. I'm going to try and lift him up here. So he's still moldable because he's not fully dry. But I do want to catch just a little bit more. This is going to be hot on my poor little fingers.
Oh, careful.
But I just want to get a little bit of that paint because I don't want it to...
Getting lots of hearts, lots of love.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for your patience. Oh my goodness. Learning all these new things, eh? Every time your phone doesn't update or... where did my paint go? I just want to catch those edges. There it is. You see those guys there? I don't want to see them on my work. When you have all this gorgeous detail, you want to not take away from it.
Well, yeah, this...
There we go.
Sorry, I'm busy watching you. Yeah, it looks so great. Little guy.
Isn't he so
Where is she
cute?
gonna put it? Let's see.
I'm just going to go right up there. And so one more quick little hot blow dry. If I've missed any little bits, the next step is going to hide those for me. But so now I'm going to use a thick white glue. Everyone always asks. This is what we use. Weld Bond, I believe Tight Bond is another great product. Basically, you want a thick white glue that is going to dry clear. Oops. And so that we're not going to get any yellow. So I'm just going to get this on here. And I want a fair amount. I don't need tons and tons. And I should have a wet wipe handy. Because, you know, I use my fingers. Some people will use a paintbrush. Use what works for you. I'm going right down onto his little feet there. I have a little lump in my glue. Right, so I'm making sure that all those edges have the paint or the glue right up to them. But I didn't put my big squish of glue right on the edge because I don't want that to squish out. I just want to make sure the edges are covered, but not. There we go. Okay, so this was our center, his little face here. So I know that's approximately center. So I think we're gonna just put him down there. Oh, I love him.
Now I see also that you could put little sprigs on either side of him.
See, we talked about that, the little bit of
because that mold, do you have a mold
yeah,
here?
I was gonna just grab it.
Yeah.
The little, these guys, I think would be super cute on either side.
What do you guys think? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cute. We can
All
always
right.
add that
We
later
can might
with
do that later.
bottom piece.
Yeah, exactly. Except that I want to show that clear and dark wax on it. Things to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to hit the whole thing quickly with some, to do some drying so that we can bring in a little bit of gild in here. And I also want to get a little bit of crackle going on because we're going for that aged vintage look. And our waxes always last, so I'm just going to do a few other things first before we get to that stage. All right. Oops.
Still
Yeah,
lots
a
of
little
new
bit
people
wet.
watching.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you for
Creating
joining.
today.
Okay, so the vintage textures. There's a lot of, there's like 3 of these big pieces. So the large crackle here, the really like shattered crackle, shattered glass. And then there is just like a big scratchy one, and then lots of edge pieces. So I could have used those along here too. I think I'm going to first concentrate with this larger crackle in some areas. And then I'm going to use a bit of both the crackles. So when I'm doing, first of all, you never want to stamp over your project. Ask me how I know. I'm a very messy stamper. I have actually cut them out right on the backing that comes with them, so I have a little something to work with, all right? And then I'm just going to stamp. I like to lay my stamp down. I don't pick my stamp up and do it on top. I lay it down so it's nice and flat, and then I use my pad to do the work.
What color ink are you using?
This one is a black ink. Sometimes I like to use for background things, I like to use the stone gray, but I just felt like for this one, I like the black. We've got lots of black going on. So wet wipe is my friend when I overstamp, because I tend to do that. And then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm not going for perfection. So I'm just kind of, right? I didn't put pressure everywhere. I'm flipping it now. And just touching in areas. I don't want it to be the same. Just the edges mostly.
Yeah. So it looks like the paint has cracked over time.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to try to get in so people can really see the detail.
And I find that the edges tend to be more cracked than the rest. And when this is nearly out of ink, I might just go over some of that center a little bit there. So you can see. You can see that I'm twisting as I go.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be the same image, because then your eye will be drawn to that. Let's go up here. Look at.
Oh my gosh. That, you know what, that is just what's bringing it all together.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's about layering, right?
Yeah.
So
Never
here.
let anyone come into your project halfway done and judge you, because every little thing.
And don't judge yourself halfway through your project.
Yeah. Boy, that stamp is a must for everybody, I'd say.
Right?
Now that I've seen this. Yeah.
So I love how it's
See
just
that detail?
bringing little bits.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. And now I do want to just bring a little bit of the tiny crackle as well. So again, layers, 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 right? So we've used the large crackle. Now we're going to take this one and lightly stamp. I'm not even heavily stamping this one. And just look at how, okay?
Yeah, let me see. Can you see the difference between the two? Oh, yeah. Try to keep up with her, but look at.
Sorry,
I
I
want you to
just
see the detail.
I just kind of go and willy-nilly. So I don't love how I did those two. They are kind of similar. My hand did the same movement. So I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. And definitely want some in there, a little bit here.
And you're not restamping every time either.
No,
You're just-
because I just want it to be super faint. And where I haven't stamped yet, oops, right in your face there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay.
If
I
you
think-
don't own these stamps,
Oh, yeah.
everybody,
You
visit
need
your
to-
closest stockist.
Yeah, ironogre.com and find a stockist who lives near you, because when it's somebody that's near you, you can go in, you can handle the products, you could take a workshop with them. So many of us stockists do workshops, and just see how amazing these are. It just really comes to life. Okay, we're going to do some sanding, because I do want to now even scuff it up more. And I'm going right over top of my transfer. And when I sand it back, it's white on the underside, and so it gives that gorgeous aged look to it as well. So and as I'm doing this, some of my crackle will again have changed. the look. There we go. What do you think? Some of that. I can go stronger in areas if I want.
Do you want to bring out any of that detail along the top?
I'm going to, along this one, yeah. Here, let's do
A
this.
little with the, yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
There we go. Okay, loving how that's coming. And this is no longer super in your face bright. And then I'm just going to take a dry towel and just wipe that back.
Oh, where do you dry brush your shape?
I'm going to use my finger.
For you to say your sheet. Let's get
I'm
it
going
on.
to use my finger with some gilding wax on there. That's my goal.
Hang in there.
So that's going. Sorry, your bedroom. Office is going to be
office.
dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, she takes one for the
all
team.
for the art.
That's
Yeah,
right.
all for you guys.
Taking one
Yeah.
for the team. Okay, so I have just a
And then we're all
warm
black
gold.
today.
Yay! A warm gold gilding wax. And I like to, for this, I'm just going to
Here,
take
let me
my
get in.
finger. There you go. Now it comes to life. Now you see all of those details. Look at that lovely little face in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this really is where the magic comes to life.
It is. Every little detail adds to it and makes a difference.
Yeah.
Gilding wax is
Yeah.
not over the top, so it still looks vintage.
Yeah.
You know.
And I do want to just bring some of this in here. Not
This is
sure.
why I prefer to use your finger versus a paintbrush too, because a paintbrush sometimes gives you a very even
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
unless it's a crappy kind of cut up paintbrush. But
Well,
your
and I
finger
do have
is,
one of those because I thought I could go inside of that little ridge as
Wow,
well.
I just love how that's changed. That solid black from earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, look at how pretty.
So beautiful. Can you guys see the difference? Let's see if I can get closer. Oh, when we're done, we're going to have to get the sides here. That's missed from my
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This might come home. Me.
Isn't that the prettiest thing? See, and I think you could even take, I could take that little paintbrush. So I was going to go just a little bit inside of that as well. And with the wrong end of the paintbrush, and just little touches in there. A little bit dry. Oh well, once we lift it up, that'll.
You know, dirt's good. Makes it look older.
Right? There you go.
She says it's very elegant.
Thank you.
How much would you sell this for? Well, when it's handmade by Candice, it's priceless. Let's be honest.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, and I kind of feel like I might even add just a touch in some of this.
And now that I've seen what you've done, also corner molds would be pretty, like here on this corner.
Yeah.
And on the other one too. I mean, how do you know when to stop?
I know. And here's the thing, right? With these black and whites, you can paint in here.
That's
You can
right.
make this any color you want.
Yeah.
I like the little bit of little hints of,
You wanted to add little hints of color. Yeah.
right? Who did? Liz. Oh my goodness. She painted in the Christmas Valley. It's stunning. Stunning. If you haven't seen that one, go back and look for it. Yeah. So again, I'm just like hit and missing little bits of the gold in here.
Awesome. Well, it's 1:45.
Oh,
so you
good to
know.
know. Woo! See, I'm just playing now,
I know,
people.
I just-
This is what happens. All right, so
Okay.
we've pretty much done what we needed to do. So we have used, again, just to highlight, I'm going to pick it up so you all can see it. So I was going to clear in dark wax. But if I'm going to add little bits more. So,
Clear and dark wax, and then post the finished picture. People could visit us later.
yes, well, we can post it in the thing. So, because if we're going to add little bits to this, I don't want to wax the whole thing yet, like the whole base, right? So I'm going to lift it up. Tell us, do we need a little bit more
Okay.
to finish off? But I think the bottom could use a little bit just to ground it. What do you think? A little bit
From
something here.
It looks absolutely stunning. I wish people could see it in person. I'm going to come in close. And just
So again, we've only used 2 sheets of the Cotswold. So we use the second half, which is the old Woolery Tavern, and it has a whole big sheep and some more beautiful scripty below it. So we've used 2 sheets of that, and we've used the beautiful village mold with the sheep and crackle.
molds, actually.
So I think we're not going to clear and dark wax it.
Stunning. Yeah.
We're going to make it a work in progress. So when it's finished, I will post the finished photo in this link below the link.
You could do it in the link for sure.
All right.
Or visit our page as well.
Yeah. So again, I'm Candice, and I'm here in downtown Langley at the Passionate Home. And if you're in the area, check us out. If you live far away, go to ironorchiddesigns.com and find a stockist, a retailer who lives near you, because they're going to be your new best friend. All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care.